You feel stressed, so you open an app. You feel a wave of boredom, so you scroll, and you add to cart. Hitting checkout delivers an instant wave of relief. But as that comfort evaporates, it leaves behind a very specific kind of post-purchase regret. If you've been caught in this cycle, it's easy to assume you simply lack discipline or that you're bad with money. In reality, the cause is deeper than a lack of willpower. This is emotional spending. It's a subconscious survival reflex designed to regulate distress, a rapid-fire attempt to stabilize your mood through consumption. Trying to solve this with a rigid budget rarely works. The true struggle is happening inside the brain's emotional regulation centers, not on a spreadsheet. Stress, loneliness, or frustration often drive these decisions. These negative states can mimic a genuine desire for a new product, making it difficult to tell the difference between a need and a mood shift. Your brain is using a neurological shortcut to bypass those feelings. There is a 15-minute psychological intervention we'll discuss later that can reroute this impulse before you hit buy. Until you address the underlying neurochemistry of these triggers, you will likely find yourself battling the same surface-level habit over and over. This diagram shows the biological response to a purchase. Massive dopamine floods your system the moment you click. That spike creates an elevated mood and a mirage of control. But this chemical high is incredibly short, rapidly collapsing back to baseline. The brain views the product in your cart as a delivery mechanism, a vehicle for that temporary chemical fix. This flowchart shows the cycle. A negative emotion triggers a purchase, generating a brief window of artificial relief. As relief decays, it leaves a void of regret. That regret feeds straight back into the original negative emotion, locking the circuit. Repeated trips through this circuit reinforces the connection. What begins as a conscious choice gradually becomes an unconscious coping mechanism. With every trigger, the wheel spins faster. To stop it, we have to look at introducing digital friction to jam these gears. Emotional shifts drive this behavior. Every purchase becomes the execution of a pre-programmed loop, independent of any rational financial logic. To dismantle this loop, you must force a physical pause. By enforcing a 10 to 15-minute waiting period before checking out, you give that dopamine spike the time it needs to settle. Next, you move from impulsive reaction to conscious awareness by asking yourself one direct question: what am I actually feeling? Finding non-transactional ways to change your state of mind is essential. A brisk walk, talking to a friend, or even just journaling can generate a mood shift without the cost of a purchase. Then apply digital friction. Delete saved credit cards and disable one-click checkouts. Making the physical act of buying more tedious gives your rational mind time to catch up. These steps won't stop the feelings that trigger the urge to spend. What they do is sever the automatic connection your brain formed between feeling bad and clicking checkout. You are not a shopping addict. You are an emotional processor looking for a way out. Mastering emotional regulation reduces the friction of staying within your means. It makes financial control a natural byproduct of a stable mood, rather than an exhausting act of willpower. Master your brain's reactions so that the next time you feel stressed, you don't just open an app.